So we already know that Avengers Secret Wars is set to feature some scenes where RDJ's Dr. Doom builds his loyal servant for the upcoming war. And I think part of that might tie into Strange Academy, which could also lead to the introduction of Brother Voodoo, aka Dr. Voodoo, into the MCU. You get what I'm saying, right? If not, don't worry, you will soon enough. So let's dive into everything we know about how the MCU is bringing another magical powerhouse into the mix. Dr. Voodoo has been a major mystical powerhouse in the Marvel Universe for over 50 years, with a history full of powerful magic and legendary battles. Jericho Drumm originally wanted nothing to do with magic. He left his Haitian village to become a psychologist in America. But fate had other plans. After his twin brother Daniel Drumm was killed by the villain Damballa, Jericho returned home and trained under Papa Jumbo. Through a mystical ritual, Daniel's spirit, his Loa, was bound to Jericho, forever changing his destiny. Since then, Dr. Voodoo has been a key figure in the Marvel world, living in New Orleans and helping heroes fight dark forces, earning his spot as one of Marvel's most iconic magic users. At one point, he even took on the title of Sorcerer Supreme after Doctor Strange lost the role. Armed with the Eye of Agamotto, Voodoo played a huge part in stopping Dormammu from invading. Unlike Strange, though, he wasn't afraid to use darker magic to get the job done, something that often put them at odds. During his time as Sorcerer Supreme, he even joined the Avengers and had a romance with Scarlet Witch. Unfortunately, his time with the title was cut short when he died fighting Agamotto, losing the mantle in the process. But death didn't keep him down for long. Dr. Doom, of all people, resurrected him during the Axis event. More recently, Storm No. 2 made it canon that Jericho Drumm is officially the Hungan Supreme, meaning he's the top-tier master of voodoo magic. He's also referred to as a Babalawo extraordinaire, making him a high priest in the Yoruba religion. Whether as Brother Voodoo, Dr. Voodoo, or even Sorcerer Supreme, one thing's clear: this guy is a magical force to be reckoned with. Now that you have a good idea of who Dr. Voodoo is, let's dive into how he might get caught up in RDJ's Dr. Doom's big plan in the MCU. I think we're going to see Dr. Doom and Brother Voodoo face off in Avengers Doomsday, but at first, we won't really understand why they're fighting. Then, in Avengers Secret Wars, we'll get a flashback revealing the real reason Dr. Doom has stolen Strange Academy from Dr. Voodoo for his own gain. In the original Secret Wars comics from 1984, Marvel editor-in-chief Jim Shooter teased a massive event that would shake the entire Marvel universe. The following year, the 12-issue series saw Earth's greatest heroes and villains transported to Battleworld, an alien planet where they were forced to fight for survival. But the MCU's Secret Wars will likely take a different approach, with Doom assembling multiple teams to prepare for an even greater threat. One of those teams possibly involving the stolen Strange Academy. This raises a major question. Will Jericho Drumm be forced to fight for his students' safety? Dr. Voodoo's most recent storyline saw him as the headmaster of Strange Academy, guiding Marvel's next generation of sorcerers. Unfortunately, his students played a key role in Doom's rise, helping him stop the blood hunt and ultimately claim the title of Sorcerer Supreme. As a result, Strange Academy was relocated to Latveria and rebranded as Doom Academy, putting Drumm's legacy at serious risk. Having fought alongside and against Doom before, Voodoo may have no choice but to challenge him once again if he wants to save his students from Doom's influence. Doom's rise as Emperor Doom, the new Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, will have huge consequences, one of the biggest being Strange Academy's shift under his control. This power move has positioned him as one of the most formidable magic users in the Marvel Universe. But while Dr. Doom might think he's untouchable, he may have underestimated just how powerful Jericho Drumm has become. With Dr. Voodoo now recognized as Marvel's master of dark magic, a showdown between these two mystical giants is inevitable. Doom might be calling the shots for now, but he may soon learn that messing with Dr. Voodoo was a very bad idea. That said, before all these major events unfold, we might see Dr. Voodoo introduced into the MCU in a different way. With the right creative team and a compelling story, Brother Voodoo could finally step out of Doctor Strange's shadow and establish himself as a standout character. A series that embraces his Haitian roots, his unique magical abilities, and a darker supernatural tone could be exactly what Marvel needs to turn him into a fan favorite. It's time for Jericho Drumm to beat his own drum and claim his rightful place in the Marvel Universe. Interestingly, a deleted scene from Doctor Strange hinted at an important MCU setup, but it was ultimately cut from the final film. However, with the upcoming Blade movie set to explore the supernatural side of Marvel, there's a perfect opportunity to revisit this storyline. While details about Mahershala Ali's Blade remain sparse, its 2024 release could serve as the ideal entry point for Brother Voodoo. Back in 2016, Doctor Strange was the MCU's first real exploration of magic, introducing audiences to mystical powers, enchanted artifacts, and Marvel's vast network of sorcerers. While many magical characters have yet to make their MCU debut, some have already been teased. One of those is Daniel Drumm, brother of Jericho Drumm, who almost appeared in a deleted scene. In this scene, Doctor Strange encounters a quiet sorcerer sitting on the upper level of the Sanctum Sanctorum. That sorcerer was Daniel Drumm, a familiar figure from Marvel Comics who is spiritually bonded to his brother Jericho. While the scene was removed, it still leaves the door open for Daniel, and by extension, Brother Voodoo, to appear in the MCU. Blade could be the perfect place for this introduction. While Blade is one possible entry point, Brother Voodoo's role could be even more significant in Doctor Strange 3. The post-credit scene from Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness sets up Strange's return to the Dark Dimension with Clea, which ties directly into Brother Voodoo's comic book history. In the comics, he frequently teams up with Doctor Strange to battle Dormammu, who could very well be the main villain in the next Doctor Strange movie. Given that Daniel Drumm was already teased in the first film, it feels like Marvel has been slowly laying the groundwork for Jericho Drumm's arrival. But facing Dormammu is just the beginning of Brother Voodoo's potential impact on the MCU. In the comics, Jericho Drumm eventually takes over as Sorcerer Supreme after Doctor Strange's death, adopting the title of Dr Voodoo. While Wong currently holds the title in the MCU, there's a possibility that Brother Voodoo could step into that role in the future, either as Wong's successor or as a powerful new force in the mystical realm. Whether he helps Strange and Clea in their battle against Dormammu or begins his own journey toward becoming Sorcerer Supreme, Brother Voodoo's inclusion would add both depth and diversity to the MCU's magical universe. And with that foundation in place, we could finally see him enter the larger battle in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, facing off against Doctor Doom to reclaim Strange Academy and protect his students. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay in the loop with all the latest movie and series news, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up, because I'll be dropping more updates soon, like which X-Men movie the MCU Mutant Saga will kick off with, plus news on some of your other favorite series and films. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.